Welcome to the new 21-day fat burning meal plan. Right, I'm going to take you through this step by step. So I've got it open here in front of me on the laptop. So if you open it up in your phone in front of you so you can have a proper look on your laptop, wherever you want to do it, then I will tell you and I'll show you how to use this in order to get great results. If you eat the right food, you're always going to get the result that you want. But there's a specific way of eating. You can't just always eat more and more and expect your body to lose body fat. The more you eat, the more you end up gaining. So we eat a little bit less, but we eat the right food so we feel full and feel satisfied. Right, so we'll start it off as it is, and then I'll also explain how I cook my meals, how I prepare things. So we'll go through it bit by bit. So the first bit that I have open is the super salad section. So you will see underneath the options, and this is throughout the whole meal plan, you'll see these little colored lines. So green, and then orange or amber, and then red. Green means that is the best option for fat burning. Now remember, we are all different. I can have, for instance, bread, I can have pastas and things like that, and if I train hard enough, I'm still going to burn the fat. But a lot of people, the moment they go and eat bread, pasta, rice, and all of these things, they just bloat out and immediately they gain body fat. So like I said, everybody's different. You can train loads, you might feel okay, and you might get the result. But these are just kind of things to guide you a little bit, to say, look, this is maybe not the best option, but if you remove this, then it makes it a green option and you'll have a better meal. So the super salad section is a section where you can take any of these meals and work it into your meal plan. So what I want people to do is look at the overall meal plan. Don't look at, of course I lay it out as meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, day 1, day 3. Try not to follow it as laid out. Look at all the meals on my menu or on my plan as like a menu. So you look at it and you think, oh, I like that meal, I like this meal, and I'm going to have that every single day. You can repeat meals. You don't have to always vary your food, because otherwise sometimes you get left with loads of ingredients. So for instance, if I like this diced chicken breast with the avocado and the olives and things like that, and let's say I would like that in the middle of the day, I can have it every single day. I can have it every day from here on out for years to come. I don't have to change it up all the time. So pick and choose the meals that you really like. And that's the best thing to do. Of course, I will be speaking to you about this. I'll message you and I say, what has grabbed your attention and what would you like to follow? So use everything just as like a menu. You go, wow, I like that, this and this and this. And that's how I'm going to lay out my meal plan for the week. Everything we do is by handfuls. So everything you'll see is by handful. Now that is a handful for meat, chicken, fish, eggs, your proteins and your fats, pork. That's your handful. Small handful is almost where the fingers can touch. Now it doesn't have to be the precise amount, but that is kind of what you want to go by. So handful of this, handful of that, small handful of this, and that's as easy as that. So we don't weigh our food, we don't do calorie counting, nothing like that. We eat natural food that will keep us full and will last longer. So look at everything and think, oh yeah, I like that, I like this, and pick the meals that you really enjoy on there, okay? You'll see there's also 3 meals on each one. There's 3 meals per day. You don't have to eat 3 meals. A lot of people don't like eating first thing in the morning. The rule on the plan is you wait till you're hungry. So if you go the whole morning till 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, eat when you're hungry. Don't just eat because you think you have to eat. The problem is a lot of people overeat. They're constantly eating and they're snacking, because snacking leads to hunger and cravings. That's why you've got to continuously eat, because you're always hungry. So try and eat a proper meal. You'll feel good for hours to come, and just go with it. So out of the 3 meals a day, you can use any of the meals on the plan. You can have a meal from day 20 at meal 3. You can move it to day 1, meal 1. It doesn't matter. Just choose the meals. Eat when you're hungry, and that's the most important part. And of course, the green meals are the best. The orange meals are okay, and the red meals is a bit more of a treat. But I will explain that as we go through it all. So you've got your super salad section, and there you can see there's some green meals on there. There are, I think there's a couple of orange ones on here as well, but most of them are green. And salads, easy, throw them all together and off you go. And then there's one red one on option 8, and that is a treat. The reason why that is a treat, because of course it's got the cheese in it, For a lot of people, dairy can slow down their results. It's got all the berries in it, which is fine, it's low in sugar, but then you also have a bit of honey over the top and pears, which is quite high in sugar. Might be natural sugar, but it's still high in sugar. So the more sugar we consume, the more we tend to store fat. We don't burn as much. So what you want to try and do is bring down your sugar. That's all these meal plans are about. It's just reducing sugar intake, and we just eat better quality food and we feel better. The higher your sugar intake, the more cravings you will have. The lower your sugar intake with good fats and proteins, the less your cravings and hunger, and you'll feel really good. So you can take any of these meals on the super salad and work it into your weekly plan. Even if you, for the first 7 days, just want to follow the super salads, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Everything on the whole meal plan is an option. But again, you can always ask me. Once you go through this, you can ask me questions. Remember, don't be shy. Just ask me, say, look, I don't understand it, or can you explain it again? And I'll do that. Right, so as we scroll down, we can see, here we go. So day 1, and day 3. So I lay it out like that so that if people do want to kind of follow that layout, that's absolutely fine. It shows you that we repeat meals because it's easier to use all of your ingredients. If I like avocado and egg for my first meal, I will have it every single day because it's a good meal. It's going to make me feel good. It's going to fill me up. It's got good fat, good protein, basically very low in sugar. So I'm going to feel great on that meal. So I can follow that meal day in and day out. The thing is, I would vary my food every now and again because otherwise you'll get bored. So just be careful of that. We steer clear from low-fat products. The reason why, low-fat products has more sugar in them. So once they remove fat, they put sugar back in because fat is where the taste of the food is, the flavor. And they remove that flavor and then they replace it with sugar. Okay, so a lot of your things are then processed. People eat all of this stuff. They can never feel full and they always have these hunger cravings and they have to snack all the time. If you really need to snack, you can have a snack. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, with say maybe a handful of nuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts, almonds, they're the best. You can snack on both of those. You don't just want to snack on fruit because that is just pure sugar almost. And then you want to have a little bit of protein and fat through the nuts or a bit of cheese or something like that. But again, you can ask me for those kind of, for a bit of advice on that and I can help you a little bit more. But you'll see there's 3 meals a day, so you can choose the meals that you want. So if you like meal 1 on day 1 and you would like to do that for the next 10 days, you're more than welcome to. Just wait till you're hungry. Second meal, just wait till you're hungry. Third meal, wait till you're hungry. A lot of people start on 3 meals and within the first 7 days they drop to 2 meals because they feel too full. Although the portions aren't big, the food is filling, so they feel full very, very quickly. And that's a good thing. So you don't eat so much and you just end up losing really good body fat and off you go. So there's one here which the meal 2, for instance, I won't go through every single one of them, but I will tell you why some of them are in orange. So the orange meal there is, you've got the pine nuts, you've got the chicken breast, that's all great, but then you've got cashew nuts. For some people, cashew nuts will not really help them towards their fat loss goals. A lot of people struggle on things like that, so they're like peanuts. So it makes it a bit more of an orange meal. You can have that every single day, but again, just wait and see how you get on. Sometimes at the start of a plan, you get on really well with things like that. And then eventually, if your results do slow down, then sometimes just come back to these things and think, okay, well, maybe I should just cut the cashews out a little bit and I can have the rest of the stuff and that'll be fine. And again, ask me and I can tell you what you can replace it with. So that works really well. So as we scroll down, again, we have some green meals. We've got another orange one here on day 2, meal 1. And the reason why that is orange is because of the sourdough bread. Sourdough is a better option. It doesn't bloat as much and it's not too bad. But again, a lot of people on bread do not do well. So if they eat bread consistently or regularly, they do end up just completely stopping their fat loss. It just stops dead in its tracks. So try with bread, try not to have it every single day. If you're somebody that wants to wean yourself off it, that's fine. You can have it a little bit more, but even me, where I trained quite hard and I eat really well, I try not to have it that often because it really can hold the body back from burning more fat. You end up storing more and you're feeling good, but you just can't see the result. IBS, all of these things, you want to get rid of IBS, cut bread, pastas, rice, it takes IBS away very, very quickly. So that's what makes it orange. So your breads, your pastas, all of those types of things, is just what makes that orange, because it's higher in carbs and people do tend to struggle a bit more. Not everyone, so a lot of people will eat that meal, they'll be absolutely fine. Again, if you wait for it and then you eat, then your body has a chance to use that food properly. But if you have that meal, which is orange, and then 2 hours later you eat the orange meal again, I can guarantee you will end up putting on body fat. So you, like I say, you might be eating really good food, you might be eating healthy, but you're overloading on your carbohydrate intake. So you take the bread away, all of a sudden that meal pretty much becomes a green meal. So your bread, your pasta, your rice, and your white potato. Those four are normally the ones that people struggle with the most. Steer clear from processed foods, things like cereal, stuff like that. That is not a good meal source to have. It's not really actually food. So a lot of people eat it and then they feel hungry all the time. It's because it's not a proper meal. So eat real food, chicken, fish, pork, red meat, all of these things. And remember, whatever you don't like, you can swap. If you don't like red meat, you can have chicken. If you don't like chicken, you can have fish. If you don't like fish, you can have this. So you can swap things around. Same with your ingredients on the plan. If you don't like certain vegetables, you can replace them with other vegetables, swing them around, move this to that. And again, ask for advice and I'll help you as much as I can. So there's quite a lot of green meals because people want to get results. They want to see the result. So I've put quite a lot of green meals on there, and then the orange meals and a few reds here and there for a treat. And then in meal 3 on this one says in the picture below. So this is the one where there's some pork, and I'll show you the picture and I'll also show you how to cook it. Now, we cook it on salted butter or coconut oil. The reason why I cook it on salted butter is because I don't know what salt they always put in there. So I know if I put my sea salt or Himalayan salt, those are the only 2 salts that we use. We don't use the powdery salt, that fine stuff. The refined salt is not very healthy at all. So Himalayan salt or sea salt, really good for us. So over the food, makes you feel good, lifts up your sodium levels. So yeah, it just, a lot of people with blood pressure problems and things like that, once they move to the right salts, funny enough, they don't seem to have the problems anymore. And also when they lower their sugar intake, they are okay. So yes, on these type of recipes, I teach you how to cook it. I will also be sending out some extra cooking videos to all of you so that you can see how I cook my meals, how I prepare it, and the reason why I can maintain the shape that I get, or why other people also get in the shape that they are, most of my members. So we cook in the unsalted butters, we cook in the coconut oil. In the oven, for instance, I will drizzle olive oil over the food. I'll give you a really good tip. When you do, for instance, chicken thighs or something like that, olive oil over the top, salt, black pepper, garlic in the oven. Then about halfway through the cooking, I take it out, I turn my chicken over, whack in a bit of butter as well, mix it in the sauce a little bit, put it back in the oven, and in the last few minutes, I turn the chicken over again so the skin side up, and then I cook that skin until it's crispy. Normally for 2 chicken thighs, it takes about 40 minutes, then it's fully cooked. So I do 20 minutes, skin side up, then about 10 minutes, other way around, and last 10 minutes, skin side up again so it goes crispy. But that juice and that sauce in that actual oven dish is amazing. So don't throw it away. Pour it over the food, eat it. It's really, really nice. That's where you flavor it. You've got to flavor your food. Bit of thyme in there, a bit of rosemary. Perfect, really nice stuff. Okay, so as we go through, you can see there's a lot of sweet potato. This is the tip on sweet potato. Normally about 10 minutes, the sweet potato will go golden brown. I stir it every minute or so, and I cook it all my food I cook on a medium heat, unless it's steak, something where you need a high heat at the start, and it will cook really fast, and that's really it. But for the rest of the food, I cook in a medium heat. Everything I do is pretty much in a pan. I fry all my vegetables, everything, but it's a medium heat, so it doesn't burn. And I put in enough butter. Normally a dessert spoon of butter I whack in there, and basically shape-wise, just getting better and better shape. Because the thing is, I'm eating really good food and I don't feel hungry. I'm absolutely fine for hours of the day, and so is all my members when they do it properly. So with the sweet potato, once it goes golden brown, here's the main tip. Leave it on the side, let it cool down. Sweet potato goes crispy when it's cold. It has 10 times more flavor as well when it's cold. It's really nice. So that's the way to do sweet potatoes. Very, very nice. Warm sweet potato does not taste good. It doesn't. If it's a jacket sweet potato, it's okay. It's not too bad. but when it cools down a little bit, it has much more flavor. And if you want it crispy, then it cool down, especially if you cut it into small cubes or like fries or something like that. So continuing on there, you can see there's the natural Greek yogurt. So of course that's full fat. And again, that is a slightly processed product, so it makes it a bit more of an orange meal. Easy to have in the mornings for people with limited time, that's absolutely fine. And as you go through this one that I said, a handful of mince, I like to add some garam masala. And the reason why I add that is because it gives really nice flavor, especially if you have that mince cooked. And what I do a lot of the time, so if it's stir fry, I'll throw in everything together. But like this one, on this meal 3, where it's a handful of mince, the fine beans and everything, I cook my veg on the side and I cook my mince in another pan. I quite like the 2 separate flavors, and then I mix it together once it goes into my bowl or my plate or whatever. And then it's that lovely flavor, because otherwise what happens, if you always cook everything with your meat, everything tastes of the meat. I quite like having my vegetables quite clean and then putting it in. That's how I do it. Means you have to run 2 or 3 pans at the same time. A lot of people don't like it, they just chuck it all together, and that's fine. Do it how you like it. So we keep on going. You'll see another one here, the smoked mackerel with the tuna on the sourdough. That is lovely. That is really, really nice. It's an orange meal. There's mayonnaise in it and things like that. So yes, there's pickled onions. Pickled onions gives lovely flavor to it. You can put in a bit of gherkins, you can put in tomatoes, things like that. You can flavor it up even more. But trick with fish, lemon juice. Oh, all the time, lemon juice. And this one, of course, got mayo in, so I don't need to add lemon juice. But whenever I cook all my fish, it's normally in a pan, lemon juice over the top as well. Or afterwards, I just drizzle it over the top. And then you'll see there's a meal 2 that has a red in it as well. Now, the reason why that one will have red in it is the sauce that this is cooked in. This is basically this 2 chicken thighs, the parsnips and everything, and then you've got rice. If it's an orange, then it's normally just because of the parsnips, but the red is because of the rice. So like I say, your white potatoes, your rice, your pastas and things like that, it's just for some people, that's really where they do struggle. They really just can't get on with it. And I'll give you some tips about drinks and stuff in a second. Like I said, I'm just going through all of this so you understand a little bit more. Eggs, sausages, bacon like that. Sausages sometimes just in the oven. It's easier to put it in there. Eggs, of course, scrambled egg. You can do scrambled egg, poached egg, however you enjoy your eggs. You can use the bacon. I fry my bacon. You can grill things if you want, but grilling it means you're taking the fat out of the actual meat. So your fat goes away. So what's going to keep you full? You end up just with more protein. So you want that fat and that protein. That's what will keep you going. Going through it, green meals everywhere. Another tip, asparagus in lemon juice, black pepper and salt, medium heat or medium low heat. Just let it do its own thing with butter. That's amazing. Really nice. Asparagus, fine beans, broccoli stems. Beautiful. And then I will be sending out a video of this one chicken dish that I cooked. It's the one with a nice cream sauce. I'll be sending that out to all of you on WhatsApp so you can watch that. Cheese, a lot of people ask me what cheese they can use. You can use any cheese as long as it doesn't have loads of sweet things in it. Don't eat tons of cheese because again, everything's a bit more processed and it does have sugar in it as well. So when you buy your products, buy quality, don't buy cheap. Go to the butcher, go to the farm shop, things like that. Buy quality, then it's good for you. It's when we buy dirty, cheap stuff, then it's not that good for us. There's one called the bullet coffee. And the bullet coffee is unsalted butter, coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of double cream. So you make your black coffee and then you add all of that in. Now I like to do it with a little hand whisk. That's really nice. It froths it up like a latte. Very, very nice. But a lot of people will say, ooh, that sounds gross. That is amazing. That's really nice. A lot of people worldwide use that for fat loss. So it's like a meal because it's got a lot of healthy fat in it. And then people use it to drink it as a meal because they're on the run, they can't do much. Just drink that again when you're hungry, of course. So again, green meals, and then there's a day on the 13 and 15. There you can have whatever you want really. I put in a few examples there. So a bowl of porridge with ingredients that you enjoy, whatever. Just go for it. Sometimes having that bad meal, and this is another thing, having the bad meal is okay. But if you have it regularly, you're going to struggle. Have the bad meal, enjoy the bad meal, get over it, and then just move on. If you go out, you have partying or anything like that, don't worry so much about it. A lot of people really get upset about the fact they've done something and they go, oh, I've messed it up. Don't worry. Just get over it. You've done it. You can't reverse it. Just move on. Next day you're back on it again. So there's a bit of a treat and stuff like that. It's red, it's croissant, stuff like that. You might eat it and all of a sudden think, I don't actually feel that good on it. But that's up to you if you want to use it again. And so things like rolls that you make a burger, again, that will make it orange because it is bread, wheat and grain. A lot of people really struggle on that, especially people with IBS. It bloats them out. But there's this one called the pumpkin seed roll. That's quite nice. If you're in England, the co-op does them. They're very, very nice. So yeah, scrolling through, again, there's the chicken dish that I said that I will send the video out to everybody on WhatsApp, and I will be sharing more and more cooking videos with all of you. So yeah, there's plenty of variety. So like I say, you can swap things around, you can move it around, swap ingredients, swap the meats that you don't like, whatever. Just move things around and choose what you want to eat. And so we go around down to the bottom of this one. There's the one with the egg noodles, which is lovely. Just in a small little pan, a little bit of butter, fried on a lowish heat for about 2 to 3 minutes, should be absolutely fine. Same with pak choy, it goes soft really quick, about 3 minutes and it's done. It's nice omelets on there that you can use as well. The food is tasty. I put a lot of effort into the meals to make sure that people enjoy it. So you can see there's extra few recipes at the bottom as well. There's the one with a honey salmon where you drizzle the honey over the top. Again, yes, it's going to make it red because honey has quite a lot of sugar in it. A lot of people eat that all the time and they do struggle. They don't just get the result that they want. So keep to the greens as much as possible. Have those orange meals maybe a few times a week. The red maybe once a week. Otherwise, you might feel like you're not getting it. But again, I will be speaking to all of you. I will make sure that everybody knows exactly how they need to use this. And then as we go down, there's a Tupperware section for people that are on the run, people that don't have much time. There's some beautiful meals in there as well that you can pick. Again, you can take these meals and put them into your meal plan. Look at things that you like, write out your meal plan for the week. You've got all of the ingredients there. If you want to know how to cook some of it, just ask me and I will help you. Oh yeah, and the corn, I use corn on the cob because sweet corn, intense, they're really sweet. Why? Because there is more sugar in them. So here's a bit of a tip. With drinks, water is always going to be the best. Water is the winner. You can have tea, you can have coffee. I drink double cream in my coffee, sometimes a bit of honey. I know a lot of people use sweeteners and stuff like that. Not very healthy. But again, these are things that you kind of have to sometimes just gradually move away from. I don't say you have to just cut it out. A lot of people just need a bit of time. Most people just go, no, I want to make that change, let's go for it. So I drink double cream in my coffee, teas, people use full fat milk or unsweetened almond milk because it's unsweetened. Some people use coconut milk, a bit more sugar in that, so just be careful to use that too much. But enjoy it, that's the thing, just enjoy it. Fizzy drinks, all of those things, squash, I get asked a lot about. Squash, when they say there's zero sugar in it, I always ask, how do they sweeten it? Always think about it, how do they sweeten it? If there's no sugar in it, well, they use sweeteners. Not very good. So all these things, everything that's sweet can make us put on body fat. Things that aren't sweet will normally make us lose body fat. Highly processed meals will make us gain fat. Pure food like your meats, your chicken, your fish, all those things, and your vegetables, they will make us lose body fat because that's what we eat. So everything again by the handfuls. Wait till you're hungry, then have a proper meal. Try not to snack because it will make you hungry and you'll have cravings and you won't get the results that you really want. Just give it time. Everything in life just takes a bit of time. You will get results if you're quite consistent. We are not perfect. All of us have off days. All of us are social people. We like to have a bit of alcohol. We like to have a good time. But the more we do that, the less the result. And the less you're going to do that, the more you're going to feel better. You just all of a sudden feel your tummy's a bit flatter, feel less bloated, and all those changes come along. So like I say, try and stick to the good healthy fats. Steer clear from the low fat products as much as possible because they normally fall in with a lot of sugar. So your low fat things will be like vegetables, of course, and that's absolutely fine. But that's pure. That's the pure food. Anything is pure is okay, but the biggest tip that I can give you, if you have chicken, fish, red meat, eggs, pork, whatever, and you have that handful of that, you can mix it or you can just have whatever in the hand, and you have your vegetables. Eat like that every single time. It's amazing how quickly the body changes, especially if you wait for it. The body changes fast and you get really, really good results. Exercise-wise, I can send some exercise videos over to the people that would like to try out some. I've got some exercise videos as well that you can do in the comfort of your own home, with weights or without weights, or in the gym you can do it. So I'll be speaking to everybody personally, making sure that you get everything that you want. Enjoy the process of becoming healthier, enjoy the process of becoming leaner. Ask questions. If you want to know something, ask me and I will help you as much as possible. And another thing is flavor your food. There you go, up at the top. Herbs, spices, don't buy the pre-mixed stuff. Buy them separately like that and then you can mix it. When I make curry, I mix in my own things. Turmeric, garam masala, cumin powder, all of those things. I don't buy pre-mixed curry mix because normally it has sugar in it and that's why it tastes the way it does. You will soon find out when you flavor your food the right way, you'll enjoy it. If you don't flavor it the right way, it becomes boring. I don't steam food, I don't boil food, nothing like that. The nutrients just goes into the water. That's all that happens. So when you eat real food, eat it properly and you will get fantastic results. Again, anything that you need, ask me, I'm here to help. Let's go for it. Enjoy.